Hi, I'm Simon Tam. Well, there isn't anything that I have not done in the wine industry, from growing grapes, making wine, judging wine, and hammering world records as an auctioneer. And today we're going to talk about my concept, Flavour Colours. It is the only tool of food and wine pairing that you'll ever need. And a little bit later, we're going to meet my newbie wine buddy, Ryan. We're going to share some wine and have a good chit chat. Hope you can join us. So, Ryan, my newbie wine bro, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm interested to just jump right into whatever we're doing today.
Have a taste.
And I can see that's going to be about drinking, so.
Absolutely, have a taste.
All right.
I won't tell you what it is. I think half the fun of wine tasting is not knowing what it is, because then your reaction is instinctive and natural and real. Instead of, oh God, it's got 100 points, or it's $20,000 a bottle, so I have to like it.
Wow.
I don't know, what do you think?
It's much more acidic than some of the wines that I've tasted before, but it's a good thing. Like like a nice passion fruit or something like that. Like it's got that nice, kick to it, but not overwhelming. I like it.
I completely agree with you. I think the wine is really refreshing.
Yeah.
It's a lovely Chablis.
Ooh.
From the northern part of Burgundy. It's 2005 vintage, so it's a great vintage.
Okay.
It has 17 years of bottle age, but it is still very fresh.
This bottle of wine is nearly old enough to drink itself. Right? Just give it one more
I'll cheers to that.
All right.
So how I called you, introduced you as my newbie wine bro.
Yeah.
So how much wines have you tasted? Have you tasted over 100, 1,000?
No.
How much wines have you tasted?
I think prior to maybe this year, I had drank maybe a glass of whiskey and maybe a couple of drops of wine at most. But personally, I think it might be a little bit intimidating. When I think about the people who drink wine, my mind just flies to 60, 70-year-old boomers, we call them. But yeah, they have their own wine cellars, they have their own preferred vintages, and for the vast majority of other young people, I think they don't know too much about wine, which is maybe why they're a little bit afraid to get into it. I feel like.
Completely, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I think wine is one of those things like art, maybe even music, that frightens a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess so.
You have languages you got to deal with. If it's German wine, you know that it's German on the label.
Yeah.
And if you cannot spell Erzeuger Abfüllung,
what the hell is that?
right, exactly. And if you in the bottle of Italian wine, you're gonna go right, and so on and so on. So
I apologize on behalf of all the Italians.
so if you cannot pronounce the bottle, how the hell are you going to order it? Then that's just the entry barrier. Never mind the price. Do I have to be a wine expert to enjoy wine? Oh, the answer is no. I mean, nobody has to be a master chef or to go and dine in a Michelin 3-star restaurant, right? So I think, what I would like to do is actually return ownership of dining, eating and drinking, and especially the pairing, back to whether you're a wine newbie or we have a cellar full of exquisite wines, auction grade, but to give you something that is easy and tangible and useful to pair together. So I've got a funny question to ask you. Would you think that this wine is most enjoyable on a hot, sunny, summery day or in a cold, stormy winter night?
Wow. Can I taste it again?
Of course. Hey, cheers again.
I think it has to be summer, right? Something that's refreshing, that's vibrant, where it's just, pardon me for getting a little bit poetic, but it's, it just makes you want to sing, right? It makes you want to I feel very energized. It's got to be seltzer.
Okay, that's very cool. So my Flavour Colours concept is exactly encompassing what you talked about. And it is not just tasting notes.
Okay.
Strawberry, chocolate, banana, red berries, and charcoal barrels and barrel fermentation, blah blah blah. No, it's the feeling that it induces in a person enjoying, drinking, tasting the wine. Now, if you can imagine, I gave you two options.
Yeah.
One was sunny, sunshine, wow, beautiful blue ocean, or stormy winter night. I'd imagine stormy winter night, you probably want something a bit more comforting, right?
Yeah, like hot chocolate. I don't know.
hot
It's my
chocolate,
default
or
drink.
in a wine equivalent, maybe a glass of vintage port. And probably you want to wear your favorite old worn pair of jeans and leather jacket because that makes you feel comfortable and you feel safe. So Flavour Colours take note of the feelings that the wine induces in all of us.
Okay.
And it
So it's like an intrinsic feeling, right?
completely. It's a very natural, intrinsic is a great word. It's a very natural, intrinsic feeling that we all experience, and we have the same experience when it comes to that sort of feelings. Now, Flavour Colours take it one step further
Yeah.
by matching the intrinsic feelings that you experience with the wine
Yeah.
with the food,
With food.
right? So
Right.
this particular wine, for example, is probably best paired with sashimi, poached scallops, straight from the ocean, oysters freshly shucked, instead of a big fat lasagna or a stewed
Yeah.
beef
Okay.
goulash.
Yeah. I can picture
Right?
it. I can picture it.
So
Yeah.
Flavour Colours categorize in all the food and all the wines that we have access to, not just Asian food, into blonde, ivory, bronze, mahogany, and brown.
Okay.
In the 5 different colors. So the two extremes are blonde and brown. And that completely different feelings. Sunshine, you talked about singing like Julie Andrews on top of the mountain. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Hills are life.
Yeah.
You might be a bit too young for that. But
No.
anyway.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Sound of music. Right?
And then the brown end of it is that stormy night that you wanted something comforting, something warm, and something, you feel, nurtured and protected.
Okay.
And then all the colors in between. So that's the basis of Flavour Colours. There are no tasting notes. There are no prices involved in this, in terms of price tags. And everybody, absolutely,
Yeah, everyone gets it.
and that's Flavour Colours.
Yeah, see, I think that's great. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. It's a very intuitive system. Yeah, I think that makes sense because you're classifying according to a holistic feel, just like you would music, right? So Pink Floyd, listen to King Crimson. If you like rap, if you like I don't know, Drake, you listen to Kanye West or whatever it is. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I think you're quite right, and I think the details and the amount of information that potentially, not necessarily, potentially could be had is mind-boggling. You can go really far with wine information.
Yeah.
The more you know, the less you know.
Okay.
I'm afraid that's the
Okay,
first thing.
Wow.
And it is not possible to know everything there is to know about wine. You can know maybe 90%. But if you know that particular region grows only by legal definition, a particular grape,
Yeah.
it can only be grown in a certain way. There is a minimum level of harvest ripeness.
Yeah.
You can only make it in a certain way, right? And you have to age it in a certain way.
Yeah.
And put in that particular bottle,
Okay.
particular
Stop
for
right
that
there.
region.
Stop right there. Stop right there. That's too much. That's too much.
You could actually have a mind map of the world of wine. But that is what wine crazy people do.
There has to be an in-between, right? Because
Exactly,
otherwise you
exactly.
risk alienating. Yeah, because I drink a Coke. I love Coke, by the way. I drink a Coke. All I have
Fat
to worry
Coke
about.
or skinny Coke?
No, that's the only thing I have to worry about. Diet Coke, Coke Zero, or maybe I just want a regular Coke. Yeah, you don't have to worry about any of that heritage. What do you call it? Like terroir?
The
Like,
terroir, yeah.
terroir. There's no terroir for Coke, right? The only maybe marginal difference is maybe 100 years ago they actually used to put cocaine inside your Coca-Cola so you would get addicted to it. But nowadays it's just so standardized, and I think it's very much the same across other alcoholic drinks to a degree. There can be nuance like beer, like you get different kind of like micro breweries nowadays with hops, different kinds, but for the most part, you don't get that level of depth. I think you could, but it's a rare case. But with wine, I think sometimes it's almost a prerequisite. But with this tool, I think you're making it a lot more understandable for people who know their stuff when it comes to what they like to drink, and how they like to drink it.
Now, I have a little surprise for you.
Okay.
Please wait for me.
Yeah, sure. Where are you going?
Okay.
Ah, the good stuff.
So, this is a rather superlative bottle of Margaret River Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay.
And it has some bottle age. This is a 2015. And I would classify this on the more mahogany brown side of flavors.
Yeah.
So that's the opposite end of blonde.
Okay.
I wondered, the quiz coming, what would you pair with this
Without tasting it.
without tasting it? Well, let me describe this to you.
Okay, sure.
It's warm, it's hearty, it's rich, it's comforting. And it's on the mahogany and the brown side of Flavour Colours.
Maybe some kind of like stew.
Yes.
I like Korean food.
Yeah.
Would a kimchi soup or something about, yeah, that would go well with that.
Yeah. My personal favorite would be a beef rendang.
Oh, beef rendang.
It's incredibly rich and
Yeah,
comforting,
yeah.
and yeah.
That'd be interesting actually.
So,
yeah.
so you can see that the flavor color spectrums are aligned.
Yeah.
Imagine this with a piece of sashimi prawns.
Yeah, no. It would overpower it, right?
Yeah, completely. Not just the overpowering effect, but it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. So, yeah, fantastic. Wow. Cheers.
Cheers.
Or maybe we can open it after the white.
Yeah, sure. Let's finish this first.
Wow, Ryan, thank you very much. It was truly illuminating. I've learned a lot, and I look forward to learning more with you, from you. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, I'm very happy, Simon. Happy to share and also just to drink free wine.
And see you guys next time. Flavour Colours.
See you.
Cheers.
Cheers.